From just 12 horsepower in 1902 to over 700 horsepower in 2025, Scania has stood as one of the world's most respected names in heavy transport. This is not simply the story of a truck manufacturer. It is the story of over a century of technological evolution, industrial resilience, and engineering ambition. A story that begins in Sweden but soon spreads across the globe, shaping modern logistics, influencing design trends, and powering entire economies. This is the evolution of Scania trucks, from their first petrol-powered machines to today's cutting-edge electrified transport solutions. Scania's journey begins in the early 20th century. In 1902, the company Vabis, based in Södertälje, developed its very first truck. It was a modest machine powered by a two-cylinder petrol engine that produced just 12 horsepower. Capable of carrying 1.5 tons at a maximum speed of 12 kilometers per hour, it was hardly the kind of vehicle to inspire awe on today's highways. Yet for its time, it was revolutionary. Sweden was a nation of long distances and difficult roads, and this new motorized truck offered something that horses and carts simply could not: reliable mechanized transport. By 1911, a merger with Scania, a company based in Malmö, gave birth to Scania-Vabis. This combined strength allowed the company to begin producing vehicles at a larger scale. Through the 1910s and 1920s, Scania's early trucks were simple but rugged. They relied on petrol engines, chain drives, and open cabs. Reliability and strength mattered more than speed or comfort. These trucks helped Sweden and its neighbors modernize their transport systems, but the real transformation was yet to come. In the 1930s, Scania began shifting from petrol to diesel engines. The diesel engine offered higher torque and lower fuel consumption, essential qualities for heavy goods vehicles. This period saw models like the Scania-Vabis L36, which became known for their durability. The company was also beginning to focus on exports. Scandinavian reliability was something that markets abroad were starting to notice. The Second World War had a profound effect on all truck manufacturers. Scania devoted much of its production to military vehicles, supplying trucks for the Swedish armed forces. Neutrality allowed Sweden to avoid the devastation that crippled many European manufacturers, and by the late 1940s, Scania was well positioned to expand. The post-war boom of the 1950s was a turning point. The Scania-Vabis L71 Regent, launched in 1954, was one of the company's first truly modern heavy trucks. Equipped with powerful diesel engines and a robust chassis, the L71 Regent was admired across Europe. Soon, models like the L75 and the LB76, introduced in the early 1960s, pushed Scania's reputation even higher. These trucks featured more refined cabins, better ergonomics for drivers, and reliable six-cylinder diesel engines. They were tough, dependable, and perfect for the growing international freight networks of post-war Europe. By the late 1960s, Scania was ready to make a statement that would forever define its image: the introduction of the legendary V8 engine. In 1969, Scania unveiled the 14-liter DS14 V8 engine. Producing 350 horsepower, it was one of the most powerful engines available in any truck at the time. This was the birth of an icon. The V8 trucks, such as the Scania 140 and later the 141, quickly became legendary among long-haul drivers. Their immense pulling power, distinctive exhaust note, and unmatched durability created a loyal following. Even today, the Scania V8 badge remains a mark of prestige. The 1970s were a decade of growth and innovation. Scania introduced the 2 Series in 1976, with models such as the 111 and 141 leading the way. These trucks combined robust mechanics with improved driver comfort. The cabins were safer, the engines more efficient, and the performance unmatched. By now, Scania was not just a Scandinavian manufacturer, it was a global player, exporting trucks to Africa, Asia, and Latin America. The 1980s reinforced this global status. Scania launched the 3 Series in 1987, including the famous 143. Powered by the updated 500-horsepower V8, the Scania 143 became a legend on European highways. Known for its speed, reliability, and comfort, it dominated long-haul transport for over a decade. Drivers praised its handling and loved its commanding presence. The Scania 143 was not just a truck. It was a cultural icon in the world of heavy transport. By the 1990s, Scania had cemented its reputation for performance and quality. The The company was now focused on modernization, safety, and environmental standards. The 4 Series, introduced in 1995, represented a leap forward. It featured modular design, allowing customers to configure trucks to their exact needs. Engines were more fuel-efficient, cabins were more ergonomic, and safety systems improved. Trucks like the Scania 164, with the 16-liter V8 engine producing 580 horsepower, became benchmarks in long-haul performance. The early 2000s saw Scania refine its image further. The introduction of the streamlined versions highlighted the company's commitment to aerodynamics and fuel savings. The 5 Series and later the R-series raised the bar yet again. Models like the Scania R500 and R620 delivered immense power with improved efficiency. Driver comfort was a priority, with spacious cabs, luxury interiors, and advanced infotainment systems. Scania was no longer just selling trucks. It was selling a complete experience for both fleet operators and drivers. In 2009, Scania launched the R730, powered by a 730 horsepower V8 engine, at the time, the most powerful production truck in the world. It was a statement of engineering dominance, proving that Scania's V8 legacy was alive and stronger than ever. The 2010s brought new challenges and new opportunities. Environmental regulations were tightening, and efficiency became more important than raw power. Scania responded with engines that met the stringent Euro 6 emission standards. The company invested heavily in research on alternative fuels, hybrid systems, and full electrification. Connectivity also became a major theme, with Scania introducing telematics systems to monitor fuel use, optimize routes, and improve fleet efficiency. In 2016, Scania unveiled its next-generation trucks. The new R-series and S-series represented years of research and development. They offered improved aerodynamics, significantly lower fuel consumption, and cabins designed with input from thousands of drivers. The S-series in particular set new standards for space and comfort, becoming a favorite for long-distance hauliers. The V8 engines remained, now offering up to 770 horsepower, making them among the most powerful and advanced diesel engines in the industry. By the early 2020s, Scania was positioning itself for the future. The Super Series, introduced in 2021, brought a new family of 13-liter engines with improved efficiency, paired with updated gearboxes and axles. These innovations reduced fuel consumption by up to 8%, a huge gain in an industry where margins are tight. Scania also unveiled its first fully electric trucks, targeting urban deliveries and short-haul applications. With ranges exceeding 250 kilometers and rapid charging capability, they represented the beginning of Scania's shift toward sustainable transport. In 2023 and 2024, Scania accelerated its electrification strategy. Heavy-duty electric trucks were launched with improved battery technology, capable of handling regional distribution. Partnerships in Europe ensured that charging infrastructure expanded alongside the vehicles themselves. Hydrogen fuel cell concepts were also unveiled, hinting at a future where long-distance haulage could move away from fossil fuels entirely. By 2025, Scania stands as a leader not just in traditional diesel trucks, but also in the development of sustainable transport solutions. The current lineup includes the mighty V8 trucks like the R770, which continue to serve customers who demand ultimate power and endurance, alongside new electric trucks designed for tomorrow's logistics networks. Scania's interiors today feature digital dashboards, advanced driver assistance systems, and connectivity that links entire fleets to central operations. The once basic cabins of the early 1900s are now mobile offices and living spaces with luxury seating, premium materials, and state-of-the-art infotainment. What is remarkable is how Scania has managed to stay true to its heritage while embracing the future. The DNA of strength, reliability, and driver focus remains unchanged, but the technology has transformed. From chain-drive petrol trucks to digital electric machines, Scania has been on a continuous journey of reinvention. The story of Scania is ultimately the story of evolution. It is the story of how a small Swedish manufacturer grew into a global powerhouse, how it navigated wars, economic crises, and changing technologies, how it created legends like the 141, the 143, the R730, and the S-series, and how it now looks forward to a future where trucks are not just powerful, but also clean, efficient, and sustainable. As we stand in 2025, more than 120 years after that first 12-horsepower truck rattled across Swedish roads, Scania continues to embody the spirit of progress. Its trucks remain a symbol of endurance and innovation. From the L75 to the 164, from the 143 to the R770, from diesel to electric, the journey has been long, but the mission has remained the same: to drive the world forward. And so, the evolution of Scania trucks is far from over. The next chapter will not be written with pistons and diesel fuel alone, but with batteries, hydrogen, and artificial intelligence. Yet, whatever the technology, one thing is certain. The name Scania will continue to stand at the forefront of heavy transport, a symbol of engineering excellence, forged through more than a century of relentless evolution.